So what about Milwaukee represents home to you specifically?
Probably Brewers Hill.
Brewers Hill? Why,
Yeah.
why Brewers Hill?
Well, Brewers Hill was kind of a dilapidated neighborhood when we moved in about 13, 14 years ago. So we've been part of kind of the reinventing of Brewers Hill, if you will. So that's our home. My wife and I were looking for a kind of a starter home before we had our family. And being an architect, I love building.
Nice.
And the historic homes here have such character. I was always kind of drawn to the craftsmanship that doesn't essentially exist anymore. So we've been trying to revitalize the neighborhood and carry on some of the traditions there.
What about Milwaukee represents home to you guys? Why are you here? Are you from here originally?
No, we moved here for work
Yeah. How long ago did you move here?
2.5 years ago.
And what were your first impressions of Milwaukee when you got here?
I think it's a better city to visit than to live in, to be honest. I like Chicago a lot more, where we used to live. There's more to do, and here, I mean, there is some stuff to do, but especially in the winters, it's pretty boring and slow.
The water's great, though. It's the best aspect.
So what about Milwaukee represents home to you?
I've lived here most of my life, so it's definitely home. As far as representation, I mean, I have no choice. It has to represent me because I live here.
What do you think a place needs to be considered a home? Besides, I mean, the difference between a home and a place that you live, what do you think that difference is?
I mean, comfortability, you know. You gotta be comfortable to get at home, you know what I'm saying? But as far as other things, it's not gonna be perfect. I can't say it's perfect here, but it's where I live.
Why is Milwaukee home to you?
Well, Milwaukee is home to me. I mean, it's where I'm from, of course. Born and raised here on the north side. All my family moved here from different states in like the early 80s. So ever since then, my family been here. Also, it's home to me because my fraternity, we were founded here in Milwaukee April 24th, 1985. It's Delta Psi Chi. We're very known in the city. We do community service. We actually just had some service this morning, which while I was late for my appointment, so I'm a little rough. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. You know, anything for the community. Also, the city, I've seen it grow in so many, you know what I'm saying, years. There was a lot of boarded up buildings that's turned into profitable companies and businesses. So just one thing I look forward to is opening up my own business and
What type of business?
give it back to the community. Group home and a halfway house. You know, for people in the system that's trying to do the right thing. You know, everybody make mistakes in life, so why not give them a second chance?
So what about Milwaukee represents home to you?
Well, I was born here, so that helps. It's a smallish city, but with all the stuff of a big city. I like cities, but I don't like traffic, so I don't know if that makes it feel like home necessarily, but
Do you consider Milwaukee your home?
yeah.
Why?
Well, I've always lived here. And, you know, eventually I'll probably pursue employment elsewhere, but I'll still come back to Milwaukee when I'm an old man or something.
And what makes you want to leave and pursue things elsewhere?
Really just, you know, there's only so many. I'm an artist. I don't think Milwaukee's not like an art buying city, really. Even Chicago is more that than Milwaukee. I'm also a teacher, and there's, you know, Milwaukee is the densest city of school for art, and so yeah, I don't know. There's also just, you know, I think seeing other parts of the world will help me have a better appreciation for Milwaukee.
How long have you lived in Milwaukee?
All my life.
All your life? And what about Milwaukee is home to you specifically?
Oh, I think I'd have to say family, career.
I really like the festivals. There's so many creative things I think to do here. That's what I look forward to, and that's what I like a lot. I like a lot of, especially like in this area, I like a lot of the old buildings. I grew up in this area, so it's kind of neat to still live here, to still live in this area, to watch it develop the way that it has. That was the main reason.
So you said you lived here your whole life and you've seen it kind of, so you've been here through the thick and through the thin.
Exactly.
Can you talk a bit about that? Like, what was it like when you were a kid versus what you are now, versus those middle years?
Well, I'd have to say that I think that my environment has helped to shape me quite a bit. I grew up in the projects, not too far from here, and then at that time, it was very unheard of to think about college or to think about graduating or all those things, and and I've done those things, and you have the little degrees, and I work for a very good company. I like my career and those things. So I think that I had all of those opportunities open for me, and I had an opportunity to just take advantage of so many different things. Like I was a part of college prep programs. I was a part of high school co-op. And so many of those things that I did in those classes, starting with high school, really shaped me into what I do today and what I am today. So that's helped a lot.
So what about Milwaukee represents home to you? Do you want to talk a bit about, you said you didn't like Milwaukee.
I mean, you love it, but you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It's home to all my family here, but it's just really different, police shooting people for no odd reason, you know what I'm saying? They could have tased the man the other day. They could have just tased him. But
what happened?
They shot the guy downtown or whatever. They said he was mentally disabled, and he attacked the police, took his baton and beat him or whatever. Then they shot him like how many times? They shot dude like 8, 9 times. He had nothing on him. So yeah, it's just crazy here. It's a lot of racism still alive, and it's just not my type of place. That's it.
Speaking of things you dislike, what about it would you
It'd be
change?
more gatherings, you know what I'm saying, for my brothers and sisters to be more gatherings. We need to be together. It's too much. Like, only time we really get together is Juneteenth and Summerfest, and black people really don't go to Summerfest, so that's that.
So you talking specifically about African Americans getting more together?
Yeah, pretty much. There's nothing else around for me. Like, I mean, I ain't racist, man. I ain't got nothing against white folks, but they not with us. You know what I'm saying? They not that well. Now they are. They down here, but it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody down where I work down here by Milwaukee Furnitures. You see everybody down there selling drugs all day, every day. But no one does anything. No one be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You want to come and get a job? Let me hook you up or something.
Yeah.
They just look at them and talk about them, call the police on them, and it's the same circle. The same reason I left when I was a teenager. Same thing, just the same thing. It's different other places. I stayed in Nebraska. It's completely different. You wouldn't even think that, but it is. Even though I can't stand the things that goes on around here, I feel comfortable walking the streets at 5 in the morning if I have to. I don't worry about anything or no one. You know what I'm saying? Different is exactly. So I've been all around. I've met different people, nice people, mean people, racist people, whatnot. But I like Milwaukee. But just don't love it. I love Milwaukee, just don't like it.
I hear you.
That's that.
You said you love it and you hate it. Can you speak a little bit about that sentiment? How can you love someplace and hate it at the same time?
It's home.